Good morning. This is Judge Middleton here at the 3B District Court in Centerville. Today is the 13th of May. We have a very busy morning scheduled, and I'm bringing people in one by one and trying to identify them. So this is going to take a minute, and we're directed by the State Court Administrator's Office to turn the live chat off, which is why it's been shut off for the most part. We'll turn it off here in just a moment. Right now, I'm just going to try to bring in a couple more people and figure out who they are. Most of these people have a name. We'll be starting here in just a few minutes. Good morning, sir. This is Judge Middleton. What's your name?
Osvaldo.
Osvaldo Vargas?
Yes.
Okay. Do you need help from an interpreter?
No.
Okay, very good. All right, stay right where you are. I'm going to bring a number of other people in.
Okay, sounds good.
In fact, I'm going to bring everybody in. Let's see who Martin is. Good morning. I brought in someone named Martin. Are you Martin Reyes Tellez? And I've got a telephone number. Those are always difficult. Mr. Vargas, we're going to bring in maybe 20 people here.
Oh, okay.
So just stay where you are. Good morning. I've got a telephone number here. Who am I speaking with?
Margaret Newell.
All right, Miss Knowles. Do you have the ability to do video?
No, I don't.
All right. All right, I think I've got everybody else identified there.
Wait, I was standing on the
Just
edge
stay where you are, Miss Knowles. We've got a lot of people
Okay.
to bring to the feed. All right, I need to get my ducks in a row here. I've got to take care of some other business.
Okay.
All right, I'm going to bring everybody in.
Pardon me?
I'm bringing everyone in. There'll be about 20 people in here. You can't see. Everybody else has a video camera. So we'll do the best we can. So just stay where you are and remain quiet.
Okay.
I'll call you when it's your turn.
Okay.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
We've got a lot of people in here at once. So I'll explain a little bit what's going on here in a minute. Kelly Tucker, are you Kelly Johnson? I think that is who that is. Good morning, Mr. Lavador.
Good morning.
Mr. Rowe is here. Oh, we got another phone number, which is always a problem. Let's see who this is. Good morning. I've got a telephone number here, 47760. Who am I speaking with?
Hi, my name is Jeffrey Scott Cougar Jr.
All right, just a minute. Do you have the ability to do video?
I tried to figure that out the last couple days. I cannot figure that out. So I looked at this option.
What's your last name, sir?
Last name is Cougran, Cougran.
Oh, there it is. All right, I think that's everybody in the feed. Also here with us this morning is Howard Bush, Constantine Village Attorney. We got a lot of people here and we have a lot to do this morning, so I ask everyone to just remain quiet. Some of your microphones are making some background noise. Ms. Knowles, yours is, but I don't want you to mute it because you won't be able to turn it back on. You're here for what's called an arraignment. Now, I want to tell you all right now, we are live on YouTube, and there may be several hundred people watching this. We're also on the Zoom platform, and we are recording this. You're here for what's called an arraignment. Once upon a time, you'd have to get up and drive into court and take care of your business. Mr. Rowe, wake up.
I'm awake, sir.
Well, sit up. You're in court. Looks like you're laying in bed, ready for the next step in morning snooze. I'm sorry?
My back hurt this morning and they couldn't get my work to work.
All right, we'll do your case first. If you got an injury, you just stay where you are. You're all right. We'll do it first. Anyway, I'll explain a little bit. We're going to take care of Mr. Rowe first because he has a medical issue, and his case will be quite brief. Good morning, sir. You're Eric Scott Rowe.
Yeah.
Mr. Rowe, you've been here a lot lately. I saw you in Judge Patterson's court the other day, Monday or so. You have a new charge, which is a felony charge of larceny from a motor vehicle. Because it is a felony, I don't have jurisdiction to take your plea at this point. I'm simply going to tell you what the charge is. I'm going to appoint an attorney and set it for a pre-exam conference and a prelim. Now, in my experience, you always show up when you're supposed to, and that's a plus. But Eric, you got charged with larceny from a motor vehicle. It's alleged that on or about February 21st, here in St. Joseph County, you stole something from a motor vehicle. You've got some other charges pending. I don't know that's related to any of that stuff, but this is a new felony charge. It's punishable by up to 5 years in prison. I'm going to show you plead not guilty. I'm going to appoint an attorney for you, John Bush. and I'm going to set a pre-exam conference for May 25th at 9. And if a prelim is needed, it will be June 1st. We're already into June at 1. You know the drill, Mr. Bush. Mr. Rowe. I want you to call your lawyer and make an appointment to discuss this with him. And that will start the process. Your bond, oh, there's a bond. You're called to call and set this up. I'm going to set the bond at 2,000 PR. You're not a flight risk. How did you hurt yourself?
I was in a head-on collision with a semi on the 8th of April.
Okay. All right. Well, I saw the other day you were laying down too. I didn't realize you actually had an injury. All right. You call Mr. Bush, make an appointment. Are you still at the First Street address in Sturgis?
No, what's 19414 East M60.
What town?
Three Rivers, once again.
All right. We'll send you that notice.
Thank you.
Do you have any questions?
Do I need to call Rachel for my bond?
No, it's a PR bond. At some point, we'll have you sign it. You're not a flight risk. You always show up. You keep doing things that get yourself in trouble, but you always show up for court, in my experience. So don't get in any more trouble. Your bond's a PR bond. You just need to appear on May 25th by Zoom once again. All right, you're good to go.
Okay. Bye.
All right, next I'm going to do Margaret Knowles because her phone is giving us all kinds of negative feedback. Miss Knowles, can you hear me?
Yes.
All right, you can't see me, and I can't see you. I look really good, so that's too bad. But you're charged with trespass. Let me pull this up. It's a fairly minor misdemeanor. It might be the most minor misdemeanor of all.
I know.
It's a misdemeanor complaint. It's alleged that on or about April 15th in Constantine, you trespassed at the Dollar General store. It is a real weird old misdemeanor. It's punishable by up to 30 days in jail and a fine of up to $250. Apparently they told you not to come there and then you came back is what the allegation is. How do you plead to
standing at the edge.
How do you plead to that charge?
Pardon me?
Do you plead guilty or not guilty to that charge?
I was standing at the edge of the parking lot, yeah.
All right. After they told you not to be there?
Yeah.
All right. Do you wish to plead guilty or not guilty?
I guess I suppose I should plead guilty.
Well, I don't want you to do something you don't want to do. I'm going to give you a relatively small fine if you plead guilty to this. This is not exactly the crime of the century. Our chief public defender, Mr. Keith Stickley, is here with us, and he could talk to you about this if you wish. Let me tell all of you right now who are in the feed that when you plead guilty to a charge, you give up your right to have a trial in front of a judge or jury. If you had a trial, you have the right to have any of the witnesses for or against you subpoenaed to come to court so they could be questioned under oath. You would have the right to take the witness stand yourself and testify, but you don't have to because you have a right not to testify. And if you did not wish to testify, the judge or jury cannot hold your silence against you. And you have the right to be presumed innocent if and until the state is able to prove your guilt beyond a reasonable doubt. I say that about 50 times a week, but it's still important. Do you understand, Ms. Knowles?
Yes, I do.
All right, did anybody threaten you to get you to plead to this charge?
Well, she came out of there like a
No, I mean here
fancy.
today. Did the police or me or anyone else threaten you to try to get you to plead to this?
Oh, no.
What's the matter? Shelley Tom is not in my court. All right. So why did you happen to go over there?
I was walking on the street and somebody I knew came up coming out of the Dollar General, and I was standing on, I had to stand on the edge of the parking lot to talk to them. And then she came out like a wild banshee, acting like a fool, and this all happened.
All right, well, this doesn't look like much of a trespass. It isn't like you went into the store, according to the affidavit.
No, I couldn't.
All right, I'm going to give you a $25 fine. This carries a maximum $250 fine. I'll give you 1/10 of what the fine is. It isn't as though you went back into the store, but apparently there's some bad blood. So my advice is stay out of their parking lot, stay away from them.
Believe me. Yeah, believe me, I will.
All right, prosecutor felt strongly enough to issue a formal complaint. All right, I'm going to have a $25 fine, 1/10.
Okay.
I have to order a $75 crime victims' rights fee and a $50 state minimum fee, which is $150, which is a lot for this. Can you pay that within 30 days?
I'm disabled, so I gotta
I'm
wait
gonna
till the
put you on a payment plan of $25 per month. Is that acceptable?
Okay. Yeah.
Starting June 1. Are you still at Meadow Lane, apartment number 45?
Yes.
All right, we'll send that. I want you to pay $25 per month, which will take 6 months, but I want you to pay this off and don't go back over there, okay?
I won't.
All right, do you have any questions?
No, sir.
All right, you're free to go. Let me remove you from this feed and see if I can get rid of all that feedback.
Thank you very much.
Hallelujah. She had 2 things on and it was causing a lot of distortion. So let me make my note here. Anyway, that young lady just pled guilty. I want you to know you don't have to plead guilty to anything. You have an absolute right to plead not guilty, and we'll see where we go with some of these others. Mr. Lavador, I'm going to do yours next, so give me just a minute to get myself situated here. I got to look up what your next court hearing is.
The 21st, I believe. Yeah.
Is a pretrial?
Yeah, well, yeah, it's for that stolen plate. I didn't realize it was stolen.
Yeah. Who's your attorney in that case?
Gibson.
All right. This is file 21836 SM, People versus Robert James Lavador. Mr. Lavador is charged with obstructing a police officer by disguise for giving a false name to the police officers when you got stopped in a traffic stop. Well, 2 issues. As you know, Mr. Lavador, I can't handle your case because
Right.
I've known you for many years. You did work at my house. We've been on trips together. So Judge Patterson's going to be the one to handle this. And I'm going to show you're pleading not guilty. I'm going to appoint Attorney Gibson. I'm going to set attorney pretrial for 5/21/21 at 9 with your stolen plate case. Maybe they can resolve this all at once.
Okay.
So you got the same lawyer, the same date, and the same judge, who will be Judge Pattison. Your bond here is $100 that you already posted. Do you have any questions?
Yeah, I paid $300 on my fines yesterday, just so you know.
Oh,
I'll pay
very
the
good.
rest. Pay the rest Tuesday.
Very good. All right. Well, Judge Pattison's going to be dealing with you from here on out. But
Okay.
I'll show you pled not guilty, got an attorney, and set everything for the same date. All right. You're good to
Okay.
go.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you all for your patience. I'm going to bring in someone named Carly Harmon. Howard, how are things down at Constantine?
Well, we're still here.
Okay. As many people as we have here, we have quite a few people who haven't shown up. Ms. Harmon, can you hear me? Now, as I said, once upon a time, you'd all be sitting on a hard wooden bench, and this is better than that. I think Kelly Tucker is Kelly Johnson. All right, let's get to it here. Howard, I'm trying to discern the ordinance cases. Let me take a look. Let's start with Kelly Marie Johnson. Ms. Tucker or Ms. Johnson, can you turn on your camera?
Yes.
All right. There you are. Are you Kelly Marie Johnson?
Yeah, Tucker is my maiden last name. I just got divorced in December.
Okay, so it's now Tucker. Mr. Howard Bush is here. He is the village attorney for the village of Constantine. You got a ticket on April 28th for driving without a valid license, which is a very, very common offense, and no proof of insurance. No proof of insurance is a civil infraction that carries a $150 fine. The other charge is a misdemeanor, no license. It's punishable by up to 90 days in jail and a fine of up to $100 plus costs, and this particular version carries 2 points. Mr. Bush, is there any plea offer on behalf of the village?
I would dismiss the no insurance.
All right, Ms. Johnson or Ms. Tucker, the prosecutor for the village would dismiss no insurance, which would save you $150.
Okay.
The normal fine on the other charge is $200, $75 plus the state minimum fees. Do you understand?
Yes.
All right. How do you plead to this charge?
Not guilty.
All right. What would you like me to do? Let's take a look at your driving record. Are you working on getting your license?
Yeah, actually, I set my road test and they're calling me tomorrow to figure out a date. So I am just waiting for a date to do my road test.
All right. Howard, does that affect your decision here?
Yes, it does. I would suggest we set it for a pretrial for before Matt. If she can get her license, I would reduce it down to a violation of Section 257, the allowing an improper person to drive.
Let me explain that to you, Ms. Tucker. The charge you're charged with right now, no operator's license, if you get convicted of that, you won't be able to get your license. You have to wait 90 or 180 days. What Mr. Bush is proposing is we adjourn this a few weeks, see if you get your license. Then if you get your license, he will further reduce the charge to something called allowing another to violate the motor vehicle code. That won't go on your driving record. It won't affect your ability to keep or maintain your license. And if you pass your test, you should be good to go. Is that agreeable with you that we adjourn this out a couple of weeks?
Yeah, they won't be able to schedule the road test till after June. Like, it'd be like the first week of June.
All right.
I would suggest setting it to the middle of June.
Okay.
Can you parallel park?
That's what I'm working on.
I still can't parallel park, so I managed to pass the test 100 years ago, but best of luck with that. Get one of those cars that has an automatic parallel park. All right, you seem like a nice young woman. I hope you pass your test. I'm going to set this for a continued pretrial for June 17th. And that will be at 8:30. It'll be a different number than this, and we'll send you the number to see if she passes her road test. All right, do you have any questions?
No.
Are you still at 2000, are you still in the trailer park?
Yes.
What's your lot number?
86.
All right, we'll send you a new notice. Practice your parallel parking, pass your test. Mr. Bush will reduce the charge, still dismiss the note, and get some insurance. And this won't affect your ability to get your license.
I have insurance on the vehicle. I just didn't have the proof of it, but I have the proof of it now. So.
Very good. Well, he's going to dismiss that. It's going to save you $150. All right. Good luck. I'll see you in about a month. Okay. All right, Ms. Tucker.
All right. Thank you.
All right. I guess we should all practice our parallel parking.
I wonder if you can use those automatic parking in the driveway.
I don't know. Or get a good bumper on the front and the back of your car and just bash your way in. Good morning, Carly Harmon. I had you and then I lost you. Let's see what else we've got as ordinance here, Howard.
Apparently got an Earth and an Arnold.
Oh, they're not here.
Okay. I think they're together.
Andrew Hudson is here. Tony Stone is here. All right, stick around for a minute, Howard. We'll see whether they show up. This is an old case. Ms. Stone, we're going to address your case. This is file 19634FY. It's entitled People versus Tony D. Stone. And this is a strange posture in this case, and I'm not even sure why it's on my docket instead of Judge Patterson's, but here it is. Ms. Stone, you're originally charged with possession of methamphetamine and possession of a controlled substance. Those are felonies. That was back in August of 2018. You pled guilty to a misdemeanor use of methamphetamine charge in June of 2019, and then things went off the rails. They set a probation violation hearing and appointed Paul Gibson, and you took off, and we haven't seen you since. So Mr. Gibson has been appointed to represent you. You did post a $500 cash bond. My suggestion is that we set this for a probation violation hearing with your original attorney, Mr. Gibson. Is that acceptable to you?
Okay. I didn't take off. I was on probation for a year. I went through all the drug classes and everything. I have emails. He stopped calling. My ex received a letter, never told me that I had court, and he told me that I was off probation. We have a PPO against each other. Well, I've got one against him that the state had picked up. But I have tried to call during this COVID thing and on the second Thursday of every month. And his front desk lady told me that he would call me back if he needed to talk to me.
Who's your PO?
Dan, I can't pronounce his last name.
Dan Frazine. Well, this is all Judge Patterson's.
See, I've never dealt with him. It was always you.
Well, Judge Patterson did the order back, and he issued the bench warrant.
I've never met with him. That's the first I've heard his name.
Yes, you have. Everything in here has got Judge Patterson's signature on it. So you had me on some other cases, but not this one. Anyway, you got some defenses here. I'm not even really sure what's going on. Are you still at the Enterprise Drive address?
Yeah.
How did you get picked up on this whole warrant?
We're coming back from Three Rivers, and we were coming down US 12, and somebody T-boned us off of Schimmel Road.
That happens there a lot. I'm glad you weren't injured or worse. All right, I'm going to set a PV hearing in front of Judge Patterson. With Paul Gibson as attorney. I don't want to have you get too much into it. Our Chief Public Defender, Mr. Stickley, is here, but he's not ultimately going to be your attorney. So I'm sure you've got a good explanation for this, but this isn't the time and place to give it. So we're going to get an attorney, set a hearing, and have you have an opportunity to explain it. It will be by Zoom like this once again. You did a good job of logging in and early and getting set up. We have a good signal, so we're going to do this again. But I'll send you the notice. I want you to contact Mr. Gibson. If you can't get a hold of him, you contact the court. But let's see if we can sort this out. Anyway, the good news is you no longer have a bench warrant hanging out for you.
Yeah,
but
it was
probation violation. All right, do you have any questions?
No.
Okay, you're good to go. I'll remove you.
Thank you.
All right, we're plugging away here. Andrew Hartzell, good morning, sir. Could you unmute your microphone?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Hartzell, you got charged with no valid operator's license and a plate violation, civil infraction, similar to the young woman we talked to a few minutes ago. No operator's license is a misdemeanor. It's punishable by up to 90 days in jail and a fine of up to $100. The other charge, the plate violation, is a civil infraction punishable by up to $120. So let me get a minute and take a look at your driving record.
Yeah.
Well, you just don't have one. There's nothing bad. There's no baggage on it. There just isn't one. Did you ever have a license in another state?
No, I have a license. I just got it renewed. I had a scheduled appointment with the Secretary of State on the 10th, and they must have canceled it within the 6 months that I had the appointment scheduled. But I got everything done at the 10th and everything. I brought it in yesterday.
So you have a valid license now?
Yes, I do, Your Honor. I gave you copies of the temporary one that I had renewed.
Oh, you brought it into the court?
Yeah, yesterday. They made copies of it.
Very good. Miscellaneous correspondence, here it is. Driver's license renewal, conversion, real ID, Monday, May 10. You converted, driver's license renewal. Howard, it does appear that he got his driver's license on May 10th.
I would dismiss the no insurance and reduce it down to allowing an improper person to drive.
Same offer as the other girl. She's got to take her test and get her license. You already did it. The allegation is that on April 27th, your license wasn't valid until May 10th. Mr. Bush is making the same offer to dismiss the plate charge. You should have got, well, he probably got that taken care of too. That'll save you $120. And he's going to alter the other charge to allowing another to violate the motor vehicle code. That's the one that doesn't carry any points, doesn't get abstracted to your license, won't affect your ability to keep or maintain your driver's license. Are you willing to plead to that charge?
No, sir. I believe it's not guilty because I was told by the insurance company if I scheduled an appointment that I'd be fine.
So you're getting your legal advice from the insurance company?
What do you suggest, my honor?
Well, I'm going to suggest you can have a trial. I'm not going to appoint an attorney for you because I'm not going to put you in jail for something like this. But you can have a trial on it, and they'll call the police officer, and you can come testify that you didn't have a license that day and you didn't have a valid plate. I do understand that people are under...
The plate went to the vehicle, it's just the stickers weren't updated because my license wasn't yet because I had it scheduled for a day.
And so people have had a lot of difficulty dealing with the Secretary of State's office, including me. I had a hard time getting my own license renewed. I had to go in and take an eye test and all that stuff this year. You have to do it every 6 or 8 years. I did pass. Anyway, the point of fact is, on the date of this ticket, your license wasn't valid. So the officer gave you a ticket and your plate wasn't valid. So the attorney has offered to dismiss the plate charge and dismiss the no ops charge. Which is good. Now you've got a license, so the no ops wouldn't suspend you like it would that other girl, but it'll go on your record and carry 2 points. He's offering to dismiss both of those for a plea to allowing another to violate the motor vehicle code. I'm only the judge. The prosecutor dictates the charge and the judge does the sentence. So that's as far as he's willing to go. I would suggest people don't get their legal advice from their insurance company, but the point of fact is you weren't legal that day. You can have a trial on it if you wish, where they have to prove it beyond a reasonable doubt. If you enter a plea to it, I'm going to give you a fine and give you some time to pay it, and it won't affect your ability to keep or maintain your driver's license. Either way is okay with me, Mr. Hartzell. I don't want to make you do something you don't want to do.
All right, I'll take Mr. Butch's offer.
All right, other than what I said here, did anyone promise you anything to get you to plead to this?
No, this is myself. I just thought I could win it.
All right, well, I'm going to reduce the fine. Where were you going that day?
I was heading to work.
Even more so, you weren't out recreational driving, but you're valid now. I'm going to reduce the fine to $25. There's some consideration for what you attempted to do. $75 crime victims' rights fee and a $50 state minimum fee. That's $150 rather than $225. And the ticket is dismissed. It's clear the plate wasn't valid. Can you pay that within 30 days?
I could pay that today, if possible.
Well, I'll give you till June 15th.
Okay, that sounds great.
All right, now this is over. Now let me repeat, this isn't going to go on your driving record. That's going to be a bad memory of a $150 fine for a fairly minor misdemeanor, but it should not affect your ability to keep or maintain your license, and I think you probably got your plate straightened out by now too. So you should be good to go as long as you pay this fine. This matter will be over and done with.
Oh, I want to.
All right, do you have any questions?
No, sir.
All right, Mr. Hartzell, you're good to go.
Yep, you have a great day.
Thank you. Good luck to you, sir.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Mr. Stickley, how you holding up over there?
Quite well, Judge. How are you?
I'm good. We can only do these one at a time. Mr. Hartzell, I'm going to remove him from the feed here.
Good morning.
Mr. Cogran, we're going to do you because I can't see you, and we'll get you on here. Howard, I don't have any more ordinance cases. If I get one, I will send you an email or give you a call, all right?
Okay. Thank you,
All
Mark.
right, thank
Have a good day.
Thank you. Mr. Cogran, can you hear me?
Yes, sir. How are you?
I'm pretty good. Let me get your ticket up here so I can see it. Everybody else, this is a learning experience. You watch what's going on here in a public courtroom and maybe learn a little bit from the case ahead of you. Let's talk to this guy, Mr. Cogran. You got a ticket on May 5th for failing to stop at a collision. That's a misdemeanor.
Yes, sir.
Allegedly occurred at North River Road near 131 in Constantine Township on May 5th. That's a misdemeanor. I believe it carries 90 days, up to 90 days in jail, a fine of up to $100, and I believe it carries no points. Let me make sure of that. There's about 10 different ways to charge those offenses. How do you plead to that charge?
I'm going to plead not guilty, Your Honor.
All right, that's your right. I can't tell very much about this other than the ticket.
Would you like to hear my point of view?
No, perhaps I could send you for a pretrial. Miss Davis has just checked in, but I don't know whether she's willing to. This is Mr. Cogran, who got a ticket for failing to stop after a collision, and that's the sum total of what I know about it. He wishes to plead not guilty and explain his side of the story. Are you willing to speak to him?
Sure, you can put us into a breakout room. That should.
All right. Mr. Cogran, I'm going to put you in a space where you can talk to the assistant prosecutor. Keith, you want to go in there also?
Sure, Judge. Thank you.
All right, I'm going to put the public defender in there with you as well, all right?
Okay, thank you.
He's really smart, so he's going to be there to look out for your concerns.
I appreciate it.
All right, we'll have a little pretrial, and I'll keep going with the other folks. All right. Now that we've lost our public defender, we're gonna keep going here, but let's talk to some other people. Angel Stecker.
Yes.
Are you Angel Marie Lee Stecker?
Yes, I am.
You got a ticket for driving without a valid license and failed to stop at an assured clear distance and no proof of insurance. This is under state statute. Those are misdemeanors. They're punishable. First one is, you've seen several of these, punishable by up to 90 days in jail and a fine of up to $100. I just lost the prosecutor, and she may have been willing to make some plea offer here. So you stay right where you are until she comes back.
Okay.
Let me get Ms. Harmon's file. As crowded as it is, we have a number of people who didn't show up. Maybe 10 or more. We'll be dialing them up here in a minute. Ms. Harmon, I'm struggling. I can't find your file. Can you hear me, Ms. Harmon?
Yes, I can hear you.
What case are you here on?
You're able to hear me now.
I can hear you, yes.
Allowing an intoxicated person to operate my motor vehicle.
Okay, let me see if I can find it. It's not on my sheet. Do you still go by Harmon?
Yes, sir.
Well, I don't see it. That doesn't mean you're not right. Let me find it. I've got about 10 different databases open here. The jail roster, there's something called the AS400 case management system, something called the Polycom recording system. I've got Zoom, I've got YouTube, I've got something called OnBase. It's hard to keep it all straight. But let's find your file, Ms. Harmon. Our policy is if people show up, we try to take care of their case. Do you have your notice in front of you? Oops. Ms. Harmon? Let's take a look at that. Your hearing is set for tomorrow morning at this same time. You have Attorney Knopfsinger appointed to represent you. You've got several other tickets that we can deal with tomorrow, but your attorney isn't here. You're in the right place, you're at the right time, but you're a day early. So your hearing is set for May 14th, which is tomorrow. So let's try this again tomorrow at the same time. No, I lost her. Well, she's set for tomorrow. So maybe she got mad and left. All right, Ms. Stecker, you're still on standby.
Yes, I am.
All right, Mr. Reyes, tell us. Let's talk to you. This is file 21844FY. Are you Martin Alexis Reyes Tellez?
Yes, I am, Your Honor.
What's this set for? Arraignment. I'm a little confused here.
I don't know. Who got charged?
You're charged with 21. Felony complaint that alleges domestic violence, second offense, and resisting obstructing but they only show the domestic violence. So we're gonna have to wait for Miss Davis to log back in and see what the status of that is. So stay right where you are.
All right, Your Honor.
So we need some help on that one also. Mr. Vargas, let's talk to you. Angel, I'm gonna mute your microphone. This is file 2191788. Are you Osvaldo Vargas from Bronson?
Yes.
You got a ticket a long time ago on January 31st of 2019 for disturbing the peace. I think Constantine. That's a misdemeanor. It's punishable by up to 90 days in jail and a fine of up to $100. The normal fine is $100 plus costs. You failed to appear. You got picked up on a warrant and you posted $300 bond. There's more than enough bond money to pay the normal fine for this. Disturbing the peace is a misdemeanor. It's punishable by up to 90 days in jail and a fine of up to $500. As I said, the normal fine is $100 plus costs. Disturbing the peace, I tell people often, doesn't matter who was right or wrong or who started it, but was there a quarrel, argument, or disturbance in a public place? How do you plead to that charge that way back in 2019, let's pull up the ticket, you disturbed the peace?
Not guilty.
All right, let's take a look. They say it happened at the trailer park. Oh, I had part of this before. There was some sort of scuffle at the trailer park and somebody got hit with a golf club and people were fighting. That's what a public disturbance is about. So let me see what happened. You never failed to appear, they just never arrested you. So you didn't miss a court hearing.
I was surprised that I had a warrant.
All right. All right, well, you wish to plead not guilty to this?
Yeah.
All right, stay around for just a minute.
Okay.
Okay. Debbie, give me just a moment. Ms. Harmon, can you hear me? All right. There are pre-trials going on right now, and there's 8 of them, and apparently several of those are going to result in pleas. Ms. Harmon, can you hear me? Well, we'll let her percolate there for a minute until she comes in. Debbie, while you were in the waiting room, I've developed several other cases I need your help on, but how did you do with Ms. Stecker?
I gave an offer to Mr. Stickley about Stecker. Kugren is the one that's in the waiting or in the breakout room, but you may have to close it because he's on a phone.
All right. What's the disposition in that one?
I'll be dismissing that ticket, Your Honor.
All right. Well, we'll bring him in and address that. It is very helpful to have you here at these pre-trials, Deborah. We didn't always have this, and I want to express again, it's very helpful to have a prosecutor right here as well as the public defender. Not just for the court, but for the litigants, for the people that have to come in.
Mr. Cougrin, can you hear us now?
Yes, ma'am, I can.
All right, and we can hear you as well.
Ms. Davis has informed me that she's going to dismiss your ticket. So the matter is dismissed. You're free to go. There's no bond here to come back to you.
Well, thank you, Your Honor. I heard your cases, and it was nice to hear them.
All right, good luck to you, sir.
Thank you.
How about if you don't come back? How's that?
All right, that sounds good to me.
You can just watch the live feed. All right, you're good to go. Thank you.
Judge, do you want me to prepare a nollie? I don't have a file yet on that case anyway.
I'll just note it's dismissed. I don't think we'll need a nollie. If we do, we'll request one.
Thank you.
All right, the case I'm struggling with is Martin Reyes Tellez. Would you pull that one up?
Sure.
It came in as a pretrial on a domestic violence, but I believe he's also charged with resisting and obstructing.
Hey, what's going on?
Keith, you're not muted. Your Honor, what case number is this for Mr. Reyes Tellez?
That is 21844.
Okay, so
Other people join us, so everybody.
on this complaint, we have the DV as well as 2 counts of resisting and obstructing.
And somehow it didn't come through as resisting and obstructing, but I'm going to have to arraign him on a felony. But there is a complaint. I just want to make sure I'm on the right wavelength.
Yes, it looks like when the complaint was put in, the DV got put in as count 1, and the 2 counts of R&O were counts 2 and 3, so that's probably why.
Well, let me make sure I'm not missing another sheet here on the guy. He's been waiting patiently. Debbie, as busy as it is, we've got about 10 people who haven't shown up. All right, Mr. Reyes Tellez, let me tell you what the charge is. The allegation is that on or about April 24th that you assaulted Maria Reyes, an individual you had a child in common with, and that you had a prior domestic assault. That makes that a misdemeanor punishable by up to a year in jail and a fine of up to $1,000. To further complicate things, they charge you with 2 counts of felony resisting and obstructing a police officer. Those are felonies punishable by up to 2 years in prison and a fine of up to $2,000. That changes the composition of this case. Because it is a felony, I don't have jurisdiction to take your plea here. I'm going to appoint an attorney to represent you.
Okay, Your Honor.
You haven't been fingerprinted here yet either. We're going to need to get that taken care of. I'm going to appoint Attorney John Bush. He's the duty attorney for this cycle. I'm going to set a pre-exam conference for May 25th at 9 a.m. and a felony pre-exam, if needed, for June 1st at 1. You need to go to the jail and get fingerprinted.
Okay.
Bond was set at $3,000. You've posted the bond. Are you still at the Clay Street address?
Yeah, I'm still here, Your Honor.
What do you do? What's your occupation?
I'm a forklift driver right now.
Mr. Reyes, tell us, we've met before on one thing or another. I'm not sure exactly what's going on here, but the safest bet is for you to show a not guilty plea, contact Mr. Bush, and go to the jail at some point and get your fingerprints taken.
Okay.
Connor, is there a no contact order as part of the bond?
Let's take a look. Probably.
Just looking at the history, it looks like 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 6 cases that were either in screening, denied, or closed.
Yes, no contact whatsoever with Maria Reyes. No drugs, no alcohol. All those bond conditions remain in effect. So where is she? She's not at the Clay Street address?
No, she moved back to Elkhart that day, I think.
All right. You stay where you are, stay away from her, and we will be okay. All right, you contact your lawyer. As Miss Davis says, and I said we met, there's other stuff out in the pipeline there. So certainly don't get in any more trouble till we get to the pre-exam conference day.
Right.
All right, you're good to go.
So you want me to go get my fingerprints by when?
Well, by May 25th.
May 25th? I'll go do that. See if I can go do it today.
All right, very good.
Yep. All right, thank you, Your Honor.
Okay, Miss Harmon, are you back? You keep sort of being on the fringes of things. Debbie, the next case we're going to address is Tiffany Bowman. And then we're going to deal with Mr. Vargas. Miss Harmon, are you out there in the universe somewhere? Sort of. She's here a day early. Let me find the complaint. Good morning. Today we seem to have a lot of people from Constantine, and Thursday is our Constantine Day. Are you Tiffany Madison Bowman?
Yes, Your Honor.
We have a lot of people from Meadow Lane today. Miss Bowman, you got charged with retail fraud in the 3rd degree. They allege that on or about November 16th of last year, 2020, you attempted to steal some cosmetics from the Dollar General store in Constantine. Give me just a moment here. That's a misdemeanor. It's punishable by up to 90 days in jail. 93 days in jail. And a fine of up to $500. Ms. Davis, as far as I can tell, this is the only thing Ms. Bowman has in our system. Ms. Bowman, how old are you?
I'm 20 years old, sir.
Deborah, is this the type of case you would consider a deferral on?
Yes, Your Honor, I was going to suggest that if she would be willing to do the deferral and successfully complete it, we would dismiss.
Let me explain that to you, Ms. Bowman. It's a special program that our prosecutor has. I think it was actually started by me about 25 years ago when I was prosecutor, but the other prosecutors have carried it ahead. It's a deferral for first offense retail fraud cases. Keith, I don't know if you've seen one of these yet, but it's a special deferral where the prosecutor agrees that if you enter a plea of guilty, complete the terms of the deferral, the charge would be dismissed. It would be taken off your record, and there would be no record of a conviction because the charge would be dismissed. It's for this very type of offense, young people, first offense. We get a lot of cosmetics, a lot of dumb stuff. People steal food, underwear. Anyway, if you enter a plea of guilty to this charge, I'll set the sentencing out for about 90 days, in which case you'd have to do some community service, complete our economic crime class, stay out of the store, and not get in any other trouble. And if you do all of those things, the charge would be dismissed and you could go on about your business. Now, you don't have to plead guilty to that charge. You can plead not guilty. But if you plead guilty under the deferral program, if you do those things, the prosecutor will dismiss the charge. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
What do you wish to do?
I wish to complete the referral.
Okay.
Your Honor, it looks like she had previously
I'm sorry, Deborah?
What I'm looking at, it looks like she previously pled to this with the deferral back in December. And then
let's see.
Like the ROA is full of, yeah, I'm trying to read through the ROA quickly, but it looks like she already had accepted this.
Oh, this is in order to show cause for failing to appear. Unsuccessful completion of economic crime class. Did not do crime class. Did you do your community service?
Your Honor, if I may, I had absolutely no time to complete any of this. Your gracious offer of giving me a reduced deferral and a reduced sentencing, basically you gave me a reduced deferral and I did not complete it because for 8 months and 3 days I was trying to save my boyfriend's life, and sadly he had passed on April 29th. So now I have all the time in the world to complete this.
What's his name?
Addison Nicodemus.
Sorry to hear that. Deborah, are you willing to continue the deferral to give her
Yes,
time to
Your Honor.
complete it?
Yes, it hasn't been a substantial amount of time. I mean, obviously winter in Michigan is not ideal for finding community service sometimes. So I am sorry, I didn't know about your loved one. I'm sorry to hear that. But certainly the low amount of value on these items that is with this case, I would like to give her this opportunity to get this off of her record so that she can maintain a clean criminal record. She's young and she's got to take it seriously though. Like if we reset this for a couple months, I don't want to come back and have some reason that you didn't get the class done or that you couldn't
I'm
do
going to continue this until July 1st
Thank you, Your Honor.
to complete the deferral. I will ask Matt Huff to reach out to you regarding the economic crime class.
Thank you. I was having trouble finding it.
It's online. It's very good. I'd like to know no more about what happened with your boyfriend, but I'm not going to go into that here on this record. Anyway, you need to take care of this, and you do seem to appreciate the benefit of it. So now you've got May and June to get this done. Otherwise, we'll simply do the sentence on the retail fraud charge.
Thank you.
All right, thank you. You're good to go. All right, Deborah, would you take a look at Osvaldo Vargas?
I have looked at that one. I looked at it yesterday, Your Honor.
Okay. This is an old case. It was a big ruckus that happened down at the trailer park in Constantine. Mr. Vargas lives in Bronson. They never served the warrant on him. He didn't abscond or anything. They just didn't get around to picking him up. So somehow he got stopped. How did you get picked up on the warrant, Mr. Vargas?
I was taking my little sister to McDonald's, and my car headlight was out, and they pulled us over for that. And
what town was that in?
That was Bronson.
Where?
Bronson.
Okay, so they take you to Branch County Jail first?
No, they took me to Sturgis, and then in Sturgis I bailed myself out.
All right. What's your sense of this, Debbie?
Well, it was from 2 years ago. My concern with him in particular, out of the defendants, is that he was the one alleged to have wielded a golf club. He was only charged with disturbing the peace. If the court would entertain the idea of doing some sort of a short hideout probation on a disturbing the peace so that he could, I'm assuming his record is clean. It was clean when he did this or was alleged to have done this. I don't know what he's done in the last 2 years, but if he doesn't have anything on his record, I would suggest a height of probation for a short term so that he could get this cleared off of his record if he wanted to take responsibility today.
All right, Mr. Vargas, let's break this down a little bit. You're charged with disturbing the peace. It's a minor misdemeanor. It's punishable by up to 90 days in jail and a fine of up to $100. You've posted $300 of cash bond. The normal fine here would be $225, so I've got more than enough bond to pay your fine. I explained that to you, and you still wish to enter a plea of not guilty, which is your right. And I'm not at all offended by the fact you want to plead not guilty. I wasn't there. I don't know what happened. Disturbing the peace is basically, was there a ruckus, fight, quarrel, or disturbance in a public place? And this was in the parking lot of a trailer park. There were a bunch of other people involved and several other people got charged. So the prosecutor has altered the deal a little bit. She's offered that I put you on, she called it HIDA, stands for Holmes Youthful Trainee. It's a short probation. I probably would do 90 days. If you didn't get in any other trouble during that probation, the prosecutor would make this a non-public conviction. It wouldn't show up on your record. So that's what the difference was. Now, the other thing is, if you wish me to appoint an attorney to help you on this, I can do that also.
I have a quick question, because like I'm working at the hospital, and I'm in high school still. Like, how much would I have to do for like the probation, like every week?
Well, let me ask you this. What's your date of birth? You were born January 23rd of 02?
Yeah, I'm a senior.
So you had just turned 17 when this happened. You turned 17 on January 23rd, and then it happened on January 31st.
Yeah.
Here's Ms. Harmon again. Well, I'm not going to do much. So you're about to graduate here in a week or two?
Yeah.
And you work at the hospital?
Yeah, I'm a nursing assistant.
What are you?
CNA, a nursing assistant.
Good for you. Which hospital?
ProMedica, Coldwater. They did a background check, but they never told me I had like something like this, like a warrant or anything. So I was like shocked.
Well, you certainly want to get this off your record. I don't know. What do you make of all that, Ms. Davis?
Your Honor, do you have a current lien CCH on? I'm taking that as word that when he got hired at the hospital, they did a background check and there was nothing on there.
Let me take a look. I'm assuming that's true also. He's only... Vargas. Where are you right now? At school?
Yeah, I'm supposed to be, but like, I had this, so.
Deborah, I don't have a criminal record in here. Have you ever been charged with anything other than this?
No.
That's probably why there isn't one in there.
Your Honor, I'm at this point, based on what he has said to the court, I'm taking him at his word. Obviously, if we find out that there's something more to it, we could recharge, but we would just simply dismiss without prejudice.
All right, I'd ask for a nollie on that one.
Sure.
Mr. Vargas, this happened about a year and a half ago. January 20. It happened 2.5 years ago. And who knows even where all the witnesses are. So you've done a good job. You haven't gotten in any more trouble. You're graduating from high school. You're a CNA. You're working. Prosecutor doesn't see much benefit in pursuing a criminal charge, so she's going to move to dismiss without prejudice.
Thank you, Your Honor, and Deborah.
Which I agree with. All right, now you got a gift here from the prosecutor. I want you to graduate, go to work, get a medical degree, make $1 million and live happily ever after. So this thing is off your record. The prosecutor is going to dismiss it. It's 2 years old. Also, I'm going to return your bond.
Okay. Thank you.
Are you still on Holmes Road, sir?
Yeah.
All right. Now I want you to go back to school.
Okay.
All right. You're good to go.
All right.
Thank you, Mr. Vargas.
All right. Miss Harmon, can you hear me? I keep losing you. Come in, you come out. Can you unmute your mic?
Yes, my signal is super poor. I'm
right,
trying to.
Here's the deal. Your case is set for tomorrow, the 14th of May. This is the 13th of May. So
That makes
your
sense.
case
I
is,
couldn't find it.
yes, I looked it up and then I lost you. It's set for tomorrow, so make sure you get a good signal and come back tomorrow, okay?
Alrighty, thank you.
Have you talked to your attorney?
I've tried to contact him like 3 times this week and I keep getting a voicemail.
Try again today, and if he hasn't talked to you tomorrow, I want to hear about it, all right?
Okay.
All right, you're good to go.
Bye.
All right, we're getting close. We've got Angel Stecker. Let me get my pre-trials. I've got Chandler Johnson. I've got Nicole Anthony and Mason Schuster. They're all switchovers from the pre-trial pile. Mason Schuster. All right, let's finish Miss Stecker. She's our last arraignment. Debbie, we got a pile of no-shows, which we try to call here. But let's talk to Miss Stecker. We set her aside for a moment, and then I buried it somewhere. Let's see if I can find it again. Angel Marie Lee Stecker is charged with driving without a license and failed to stop at an assured clear distance and no proof of insurance. This allegedly occurred on April 30th. Let's take a look at you, Ms. Stecker, and see what the status of your license is.
I
You
don't
go by
have,
Lee or Stecker?
I go by Lee.
Okay, Miss Lee. We had an old friend, Ken Stecker, that used to live here in St. Joe County. Debbie, she doesn't have any baggage on there. She just doesn't have a license.
I had emailed Mr. Stickley earlier today. I'm not sure if you had a chance to talk with Ms. Stecker. I was curious to know if she had obtained her license yet, and if so, there would be an offer.
Angel,
No,
have you
working
started
on
the process? I'm sorry, go ahead.
I'm sorry. I'm working on getting my my permit.
All right, tell me what you're doing to get it.
I'm signing up for classes. I just got a new job. I've had some recent things go on, so I kind of had to lose my job, but I just got a new one.
All right, so you tell me it sounds like you're planning on to think about getting your license. Have you actually signed up for any driver ed or anything?
I have not, because there's a wait list, like a really long wait list.
Where?
Currently in Three Rivers, or anywhere actually, but I'm trying in Three Rivers.
What's the name of the company?
A driving school.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's right off of what's that road? Main Street. Sorry, I've never had to do this before.
All right, you're nervous. How old are you, ma'am?
I'm 17.
All right. You live at 186 East Michigan. Are you at River Glen Apartments or are you in the big yellow building across the street?
At the moment, me and my family are currently homeless.
So you're doing the best you can, right?
Yes.
All right, Deborah, you got any suggestions here?
Well, Your Honor, having charges on her driving history are going to be very difficult on her to get a license. Obviously, she's having some struggles right now, but it sounds like with having a new job, maybe if we reset this for a pretrial, maybe a month down the road, and we can see where she's at with getting some sort of plan in place.
All right, I think we're going to set it a couple months. Where's your new job, Angel?
It's in Kalamazoo.
How do you get back and forth to that?
I went and stayed with my dad because my family was in a hotel. So I really don't have a choice on where I stay at the moment.
Are you in high school?
Yes, I am. I
Where do you
go
go to
to
school?
Three Rivers Link Academy. It's the Link Center over by the movie theater and through.
Yes. It's connected to Berrien County through, I think, to old Superintendent Birmingham. So you're doing virtual. Sounds like you got a lot on your very young plate. Where do we send your mail?
You can send it to my dad's, which is 1301 Washington Street. That's why I haven't got anything for the Zoom.
Washington Street in what town?
Kalamazoo.
What's the zip?
49048.
All right, I'm gonna schedule this way out for October or July 29.
Angel, I'm going to suggest that between now and then, don't have any other driving infractions. Don't be driving unless you have a license. And when you come back, if you could have some sort of permit in place, then we can talk about what we can do to avoid having you not be able to get a license because of these charges.
The car didn't have any insurance on it and you got in some sort of a crash. None of that is good. So don't drive anymore until you get this straightened out, okay? Do you understand?
Yes, I do. My birthday's in December. It's December 25th, actually. Is there
So
any
you're contemplating just waiting till you're 18 to get your license?
Yes, because of how long the wait list is for anything, because of people with unemployment and everything just getting money and people signing up for the driver's training, it's kind of hard because the wait list is very long.
I'm not going to adjourn this all the way to December. Deborah, you have a thought regarding that?
These are tough ones. Keith, ideas?
Yeah. Is there a way that you could get on the wait list?
I can try, yes.
Well, she's right. It might actually be easier for her to just wait until she's 18.
Judge, I would just, I would see if there's some, some kind of I would advise my client to kind of try to offer some sort of sign of good faith that she is indeed, trying to do that. And if there was some way to get on a wait list or whatever, we can deal with that as it may be. Or
well, if she gets any of these charges, she won't be able to get a license, even if she gets most infractions. The other option is a 257-326 and just get it over with today. What's your thought regarding that, Deborah?
I wouldn't be opposed to it if she wants to. Does she have any bond money that has already been paid?
No.
Okay.
What we're discussing, Ms. Decker, you were allegedly driving a car without a license on April 30th. You failed to stop in an assured clear distance, which is a civil infraction punishable by up to $110. You also allegedly had no proof of insurance. That's $150. Prosecutor would dismiss both of those charges if you plead to a charge called allowing another to violate the motor vehicle code. That would not go on your record, would not affect your ability to get your license when it's time to do it, but it would carry a $200 fine. Do you understand?
Yes, I do.
Are you willing to do that, or do you simply want me to?
Yes, I am.
All right. Let me ask you a couple questions.
Of course.
Did anybody promise you anything other than what I said here to get you to plead to this?
No, they have not.
Or threaten you?
No, they have
You
not.
seem like quite a mature young woman. I don't know you. But are you a senior in high school?
I'm actually a junior.
All right, you're only 17. Where were you going?
I was on my way home from picking my cat up from the vet.
Your cat, you said?
Yes, he recently got attacked by a dog.
Whose car were you driving?
I was driving mine. I just bought it and I had a lien on it, so I had to have my dad get the lien signed off, and I just got that signed off, and I was working on getting insurance in my mom's name.
What happened to the car? Did it get impounded?
Yeah, yes it did. It's also getting crushed.
Your Honor, the accident, she was in a small passenger vehicle and she hit the back of a truck. There was no damage except maybe to the hitch of the truck.
But your car got destroyed, or they're going to crush it because you couldn't get it out of the hot?
It got destroyed. It got totaled.
All right. Well, this was a bad deal all the way around, but what kind of car was it?
It was a 2002 Honda Civic.
Sounds like a nice little car, but what happened is you got the cart before the horse. You were doing all this stuff, and we all have some sympathy for you, Miss Lee. You're doing the best you can. Your cat was injured, and people's pets are like a member of their family, and you're just trying to drive, but apparently you weren't a real good driver. You crashed into somebody, and you didn't have any insurance, and that's all a bad thing.
Yeah,
but I'm going to give you a $75 fine, a $70 crime victims reach fee, and a $50 state minimum fee. That's a lot for a 17-year-old girl with a part-time job. I'm going to give you a couple months to pay that. Can you pay that by the end of July?
Of course, that'd be my first priority.
All right, now let me repeat. This matter will be done. The tickets are dismissed as a gift from the prosecutor. That's going to save you $110 and $150. And then the no ops is dismissed. You don't have a bad driving record, you just don't have one at all. So this is going to show as allowing another to violate the motor vehicle code. It won't go on your driving record. It won't show up when you turn 18 and try to get a license. And you should be good to go as long as you pay the fine and you don't drive anymore until you get this sorted out.
Of course, thank you so much.
Do you understand? Do you have any questions?
No, I do not.
All right, we're going to send this to the Washington Street address in Kalamazoo. I want you to pay that $200 by the end of July, and this matter will be completed. Okay?
Okay, thank you so much.
All right, thank you.
Good luck, Ms. Decker.
All right, we have 3 people that have come over from pre-trials, and let me get my email to see what the plea offers are. Chandler Johnson. Good morning, sir. Are you Chandler David Johnson?
Yes, sir.
This is file 21748. You got a charge of driving without a license or cycle endorsement. Let me look at my email again to see what the deal was. You're going to plead to fail to report an accident and they're going to dismiss failure to stop at the scene of an accident and driving without a license. So let me make a note. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
All right, I'll need to explain this a little bit as we go forward here. The no license charge is dismissed. That's a big deal because it carries 2 points and it'll affect your ability to get a license. They're also altering the fail to stop at the scene of a property damage accident to failing to report an accident. That one doesn't carry any points, I don't believe. It is a misdemeanor, punishable by up to 90 days in jail and a fine of up to $100. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
PD is property damage, and they're just going to plead to fail to report accident. I believe it's 257. Seven, 620. Let me look that up. It's called failure to stop after collision. I don't believe it carries any points. What happened, sir?
I bought the car the Saturday before, and I just had a lot on my plate. My cousin passed away the same day I bought the car, and like I was home alone that day and just wanted to get out. You know, I had a lot on my mind.
Who was your cousin?
Jesse Bird. He's from Arizona.
Okay.
And the back tire locked up on the passenger side, and that's...
Where were you going?
I was going to my brother's work, because I just, I needed somebody to talk to. He works at Bowman.
What time was this?
It was like 7:30ish, I believe.
All right, let me look at this ticket, see what I can figure out. Oh, here. No, it's not in my queue because it was in the.
I haven't pulled up, Hunter. Is there something that you want specifically from it, Your Honor?
Yeah, what time was this ticket? I mean, what time was the collision?
Let's see. It was, the call went into 911 at 19:14, so 7:14 p.m.
What day of the week was it?
It was on 3/31.
Wednesday. And where was the accident?
It was at Kellogg and there's all sorts of pages in here. Kellogg at or near Maine in the Rivers.
Where does your brother work?
Bowman Place over on Elm Street.
Where did you go after the accident?
I went to his work.
All right, and that's where they caught up with you?
No, they didn't catch up with me that day. They contacted me about it.
Well, what did you run into?
It was a street sign.
All right. Often these are drunk driving cases that got away. I don't think that's what this is. It's 7 o'clock on Wednesday in the middle of Three Rivers out by Goldie's, which is dating me. I guess the last was known as Apolloni's. All right, I'm gonna fine you $100, $75 crime victims' rights fee, $50 state minimum fee. Mr. Johnson, what was your graduation year?
2015.
Did I meet you?
Yeah, back in my teen days, I'm sure.
Okay.
I believe
you got a work shirt on. Where are you working now?
Southern Michigan Rubber.
All right, that's what I thought it said. All right, well, I'm glad you weren't hurt. You didn't hurt anybody else, but you owe $225 within 30 days, which is June 15th. We'll make it.
Okay.
Can you pay it by then?
Guess, yeah, I'm sure. I mean, if not, is there any way I can contact you guys and set up something?
Yeah, if you can't pay it, but you're working, you ought to be able to pay it. If you can't pay it, contact the court.
All right.
And we'll give you more time, but I want you to get this done. You got a gift here from the prosecutor's office. All right, you're good to go.
Oh, thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you. All right, Nicole Anthony. Matt says she never showed up at the pretrial site. So we'll deal with her in a minute. Mr. Schuster. Good morning, sir. Are you still Mason Schuster?
I forgot my mic was muted. Sorry about that.
All right, you're fine. I met you a few weeks ago, and you're going to plead to fail to report an accident, same as the last guy, and they're going to dismiss the basic speeding violation. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Very similar to the last dude. Let me ask you a couple questions. Did anybody promise you anything to get you to plead to this?
What do you mean by that?
Well, did anyone say, hey, I'm going to beat you up if you don't plead to this, or if you don't plead to this, you're going to go to jail, or
no,
one guy said, yeah, my wife told me if I didn't plead guilty to this, she was going to kill me, but that's not the kind of threat I'm talking about from a police officer or the prosecutor or anyone like that.
Nothing like that. Nothing like that.
All right. Anybody threaten you? So let's see here. Mr. Schuster, this is really all you got here. Tell me what happened.
I was on my way to Battle Creek, and the road was wet. It was new pavement. Sorry, and I was coming around the corner. My rear tires started to drift a little bit, and then I believe I spun into the field. I hit my head on my window, and then I don't remember anything after that.
Well, you think you just went home or something?
Well, I had my friend pick me up because there was a person behind me in a truck, and when I had crashed, they came up flying, and I asked them, is there any damage to what I hit? And he was like, no, it's fine, it's fine. So I figured that I was all right, that I could just go home. So I went home.
What did it do to your car?
I ripped my rear bumper cover off. I have a cracked transmission mount, and then just a bent radiator.
Well, none of that sounds real good. Let me take a look at this. I'm gonna go into custom queries. I don't get these pretrial cases in my queue. Well, maybe if I refreshed it, it would have been there. I didn't think of that. Have you fixed your car yet?
I'm currently fixing it right now. I just got a new transmission mount in the mail yesterday, so I should have it done pretty soon.
What do you do, Mr. Schuster?
Like for work?
Yes.
I'm currently unemployed right now.
Mr. Schuster, we spoke at your initial pretrial. Are you in school?
Yes.
Okay, that's
Oh,
what
yeah, this is that one. Yeah, we had a actual view of the pivot that you had out there. Yeah, I remember everything now. All right, Deborah, anything further on this one?
No, after I met with Mr. Schuster at the initial arraignment with an instant pretrial, I did contact Sergeant Alton to follow up as to whether or not there was any damage. The best we can say is that the pipe leading from the ground to the pivot was dented. It wasn't leaking, but probably the water supply was turned off. I was able to track down who the farmer is that is renting that property. And I asked Sergeant Otten to follow up with him to see if he could go turn the water on and let us know if there's anything, but I have not heard anything back. And that was back on the 29th.
I know the guy that owns all that land, at least I know who he is. He's quite a prominent farmer, but it didn't look like much happened other than to this kid's car. It was 10 o'clock. I guess we'll just take it at face value.
And I think the accident had actually happened several hours prior.
Yep. But I had gotten the tickets later because the cop came to my house.
All right, so $100 fine, $75 crime victims' rights fee, and a $50 state minimum fee. That's $225. Can you pay it in 30 days?
Yeah.
All right, if you need more time, come see me.
All right, sounds good.
All right, I still don't exactly know what happened. Ms. Davis put a lot of time and effort into this, and you got a sweet deal here. So take that to heart.
All right, I appreciate it.
Dismissed. You're good to go on about your business.
All right, thank you.
Good luck.
And I reserved on restitution. If we do find that the farmer asked for damages, we may set for a further hearing.
All right, sounds good.
All right.
All right, have a good day, Your Honor.
Thank you, sir. All right, now we've got Nicole Anthony, who was supposed to be on the pretrial side. She wasn't there, and now she's here, and I can't hear her or see her. Miss Anthony, can you join us?
Yes.
Are you Nicole Marie Anthony?
Yes.
You got a ticket for driving on a suspended license.
Yeah.
You did not appear on a couple of different occasions and a warrant issued for your arrest. You got arrested on April 28th and you pled not guilty at the jail, and you posted a $300 PR bond.
Mm-hmm.
And they set the matter for a pretrial this morning, but you logged into the wrong number. And Deborah, you got any sense of what to do with this one?
Your Honor, this is actually an ordinance case. I just looked it up because no notes I have on her are an old assault and battery that she was supposed to complete some community service for. So
Laura, would you call Howard and ask him if he would join us? Miss Anthony, stay right where you are, okay?
Okay.
How long were you in jail before you posted bond?
Only a day.
All right. Was that fun?
No, it was terrible.
All right. Debbie and Keith, let's take a look at our fail to appear pile, which is substantial. Matthew Treestrom. no insurance. Let's give him a call.
Hello?
Good morning. This is Judge Middleton calling for Matthew Treestrom.
Yes, sir, this is him.
All right. Well, you missed your court hearing this morning. We already did one bench warrant for your arrest.
Yes, sir, I called this morning.
All right.
It was away from my desk.
Would you call Howard and ask him to join us on Nicole and? All right. Well, where are you right now?
I'm at home.
Well, apparently you're not taking this real seriously. You had to post a bond. Well, let's talk about the charge. The allegation is that on May 24th of 2000, you were driving a car with no insurance. I do have I believe I have a $500 bond.
Your Honor, it should be April 27th.
Offense date, May 24th, 20. Arrest date, April 27th, 21.
Okay. The date of offense on ours is 4/27, so I guess I need to look at the report real quick.
Well, let me look. Anyway, it happened a year ago, and then he didn't show up. And how long were you in jail before you posted the $500 bond?
I got bonded out.
Your Honor, actually, he's got several that are open from last year. This is a new one from April 27th of this year to add to the stack that are already pending.
Well, let me look at it, because mine says offense date 4/24/20. So let me look at this. Yeah, the ticket, this is file 1093, says you were driving May 24th of 2020, Neiman Road and Fairchild Road, a 1987 Yamaha with driving suspended, no insurance, and unregistered vehicle. This is really screwy.
I'm sorry, I'm getting confused because I just authorized one yesterday afternoon. So I was hoping to have it pushed through so that you could arraign him on it today as well. So I apologize for the confusion.
All right, well, there certainly is some. Let's take a look at my cheat sheet that Laura made for me. See what else this guy's got. Dude, you didn't show up for court. You're laying there snoozing in bed, and we're trying to figure this out. I was easier to call you than issue a bench warrant for your arrest.
I appreciate that.
He's not on my cheat sheet. Let's see what else he's got. What a mess. And the only thing in here that I've got is the no insurance, the tickets. This is very confusing. Let's look him up. He should be on my cheat sheet, but he's not.
So it appears he's got 20-1093, 1094, 1095, and also a ticket with a long number. And then yesterday in my queue, I had another driving a motorcycle while suspended and not having insurance that occurred on 4/27. So that one will be coming through. So the bench warrant was for the...
Yeah, this is a bench warrant arraignment just on the driving suspended charge. 94, 95 are connected to this. He has a whole, what's this on? Malicious destruction of property and disturbing the peace. Called it was in an accident. Defendant admits to paying fine and cost, $225 due. This guy definitely should have been on my cheat sheet. Let me see if I'm just
Yeah, I
missing.
thought that we had taken care of. Because it put, it put, there's disturbing the peace, which was.
Well, yeah, you paid to it, but you haven't paid the fine.
I still have something left on that? Because I did pay, I thought I paid most, I thought I had it pretty much paid off.
No, you haven't paid anything. It's on a hold for a warrant.
How much do I owe on that?
$225. All right, this is a screwy Louie because you have some pre-trials that you missed on April 27th, and you got unpaid fines, and this is a case where Luke Knopfsinger was your lawyer, so it's very confusing. And let me find my cheat sheet again. You didn't show up on my roster of people that owe me money. Trying to figure this out.
I apologize, I missed that. You go ahead and figure that out.
I could possibly, well, for sure I could bring the money.
No, just stay where you are. First of all, why didn't you show up this morning?
My ride didn't show up.
You don't need a ride. All you got to do is call in.
They told me I had to come. That's why I called.
All right. Well,
And that was Officer Beekman.
I'm going to appoint, well, Luke Knopfsinger is your lawyer.
Okay.
And there's also these other cases that you missed on April 27th. They're just kind of in limbo. Let me find those. 201094. 201095. And the unpaid ticket 19679SM, set all for attorney pretrial for June 11th, 2021 at 9 a.m. Are you still at the Klinger Lake Road address?
No, sir. I'm at 210 Fifth Avenue, Rivers.
All right. We're going to send you a new notice. I really don't know why you didn't show up here, but we're going to do this virtually.
Yes, sir.
If you don't show up that day, I'm not going to call you on the phone. I'm just going to have the sheriff come take you to jail, and then we'll do it from the Polycom at the jail. So I want you to call your lawyer, Mr. Knopfsinger, and see if we can get all this stuff resolved. You also got a bunch of unpaid tickets and booking fees and that sort of thing. So, all right, let me repeat, because I called you up, I didn't do a bench warrant. Your next court date is June 11th at 9 a.m. It will be virtual, and we'll see if we can take care of everything that you have pending. Do you have any questions for me?
No.
All right.
It's going to be virtual.
Yes, and if you can't do it, you can drive here to the courthouse, and I can do you from the conference room. If you have a camera in there. So you're just up Klinger Lake Road. You're not that far from the court. So.
Well, if I moved from there.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah, because I've walked from there when I've had court before.
Okay. Well, call your lawyer and see what we can get done. Don't miss that date, okay?
And his name is?
Luke Knopfsinger. Yeah, we'll send you that.
Okay.
All right. Okay, bye. Keith, I joke that we actually connect with somebody by telephone about one time out of 20, but every time we do it, it saved all the rigmarole of getting a bench warrant and all of that stuff. Howard, I've asked you to rejoin us. Thank you.
I am here.
I have Nicole Anthony here, She had a pretrial on the other side. She didn't check into there. She got charged with driving suspended. She got picked up on a bench warrant. Her license was expired. She spent a day in jail, and then she was let out on a PR bond.
Does she have a license now?
Miss Anthony, what's your status right now?
They ended up suspending my license because of the missing the court.
Well, let me take a look. I gotta go out of this into another screen. Two 01708. All right. She got a ticket on August 8th of 2020 for driving suspended. Her license was expired in 2019. She was, let me see what's the date of this ticket, 8/8 of 20. She was suspended for failing to answer a citation in an earlier ticket for driving while expired. So she was expired, she got a ticket, she didn't answer it, and so have you done anything to straighten your license out?
Yeah, with all this, all I have to do is complete this, and then I have to go up to the Secretary of State and pay to get it fixed.
Well, saying that is easy. Have you done anything towards doing it?
I mean, I'm on court with you right now. As soon as this gets dropped, and then I can get it taken care of.
Well, the other case, file 191809, is currently set for jury trial with Melissa Halleck as your lawyer.
There's another one?
Yeah.
I didn't know about that one.
Is that Village of Constantine or?
No, that's an assault and battery case.
Oh, that one. Yeah, that's an assault and battery that I've been waiting on for like almost 2 years now.
Yes, we're trying to get a jury. So yeah, no.
And that one I didn't do anything on. I didn't assault that guy ever.
All right, well, we'll find out about that. Yeah, I wish I could do it.
Your Honor, on the assault and battery case, it was my understanding there was going to be some sort of dismissal after she completed community service. So I see that there's not anything on the ROA for it. So I wanted to make sure that we address that, not today because Ms. Halleck isn't here, but I want to make sure we can get that case.
Well, it's one of those cases that I gave you guys that's thing on. Anyway, yes, she's still suspended, it appears. She didn't show up on her earlier ticket. Failed to answer citation, that's 3. Drove while license expired. You got a ticket for driving with an expired license and a headlight out. You admitted to the expired license.
Yes.
And then you never paid the ticket. So you're suspended because you have an unpaid ticket from 2019. So she hasn't paid that. Howard, this was set for a pretrial this morning. One option is to set this for another pretrial and see if she pays off her ticket.
I would agree to that, and if she'll get a license, I'll reduce it down to the 326.
All right, Miss Anthony?
Yeah.
Well, you did a day in jail for not showing up, Are you still on Kirk Lake Road in Vandalia?
Yes.
All right, you need to pay off an earlier ticket.
Okay.
Let me see if I can tell you how much that is. I don't think she does the cheat sheet on the pre-trials. No, I can't tell how much it is. All right, this is a mess. Suspended for unpaid ticket in two of them, 19747. You're gonna need to pay those tickets, clear your license.
Okay. And how much
Are you
they?
working?
I'm not currently right now, but I did job applications.
You got 3 of them. Laura, can you tell me how much Nicole Anthony owes in unpaid fines and costs? She has 3 files. I'm in it. I'm gonna have to get out of it. John, which case are you here on?
We, unless the stipulation order's been signed, we have that restitution matter and Danielle pending.
Yeah, the stipulation's been signed. She agreed, you agreed, we agreed. And
that's all I have, Your Honor, so I can exit if that's been signed.
You're good to go. Thank you for working that out.
She may be hooked up. I didn't excuse her because I didn't know it was signed. I don't know.
I've signed it. She's not here yet, so.
I will call her.
Okay.
Thank you, Judge.
Anyway,
Thank you,
that's
Debbie.
all good.
Thanks, John. Sorry about the delay in that. I'm glad we got it signed and sent in.
Okay.
All right, we're waiting on Nicole Anthony. Let's talk about a couple of our other no-shows. We knew this was going to be a very long morning, and it has been. Olin Lee Arnold has 2 cases, filed 21918 SM and 21919 OT, no insurance and driving suspended. He lives in Elkhart. He has failed to appear. I don't have a phone number, and I'm going to do an order to show cause.
If Your Honor, please, I've got in the police report, I've got an address for Mr. Arnold.
I've got an address, but I don't have a telephone number.
I don't have a phone number either. And Ernst is the same address.
Yeah, she's a failed to appear also. I'm going to do an order to show cause also for co-defendant Tasha Ernst. I may have a phone number for her somewhere, but I don't have one here. So, as busy as the morning was, we had about 10 people that didn't show up, including Tasha Marie Ernst, file 21914. The law requires that we do a show cause before we do a bench warrant. Then we have an old case. Hopefully they got my message and they're working on Miss Anthony. Alexis Guignard is an old case. He's from Detroit.
That one.
He got arrested, posted a bond of $300, and then promptly failed to appear again. I think it might be a girl. I'll set that aside for a minute. Michael J. Harker, file 21885. Is a fail to appear. Again, no number. In order to show cause first. Gregory Lehman Hudgens, file 21889. No insurance under the insurance code. It's the first miss. He's from Cassopolis. All right. Laura, are you working on Nicole Anthony? I hope you got my message. We're still waiting for that one. All right, and we have Jason Paul Phelps. Let's dial him up. Howard, this is one of yours.
She was a total of 745. I didn't do a breakdown. Do you want me to write down all the-
Yeah, please.
Okay, sure thing.
No luck on Mr. Phelps. As I said, these phone numbers mostly don't work. It's a pain all the way around when people don't show up when they're scheduled to be here. The clerks have to go through the rigmarole of scheduling. You used to have to get a bench warrant. They have to schedule a show cause, send out a notice. We do a hearing of the show cause, then they don't show up for the show cause, then we issue a bench warrant. It's very time consuming and labor intensive, which is why I take an off chance of calling these people on the phone. Occasionally we wake somebody up. Next is Storm Swartz.
Hello?
Good morning. Am I speaking with Storm Lee Swartz? This is Judge Middleton. You're supposed to be in court.
I'm so sorry about that, sir. I saw it in court on the 15th. That's with the paperwork that I got in the mail today.
No, it says the 13th. Are you driving a car right now? Oh, yes, you were. Where are you right now?
I'm in, just,
Well, you pulled your car over, so that's a plus. But I could hear the car driving. Anyway, let's take a look at your notice. I've got a couple options. I can issue a warrant for your arrest, or we can try to do this now. Let me look to make sure that you're not right and you have the wrong date. Notice of arraignment.
what was that, sir?
Notice of arraignment is May 13th at 8:15, which was 2 hours ago. And you're out driving around in your car somewhere. You got charged with no operator's license and no proof of insurance. Ms. Davis, you have any thought on this?
I have many thoughts on it, but for today's purposes, there is no offer.
Because he's driving?
It would appear that he probably was, so
Yeah.
that's not helpful.
No, it's not. He isn't, also 2 hours late. Mr. Swartz, what's your current, do you still have the Athens address?
Yes, I do, sir. I'm currently helping my grandma. She's not completely disabled, but she does have health issues. I'm also currently trying to find a job too, sir. And like with the restrictions on my license and everything else, it's hard for me right now to be able to get back and forth, to be able to take care of her, and then with the whole license thing also.
Well, a couple things. A, you didn't show up for court when you were supposed to, so rather than issue a bench warrant for your arrest, I called you on the phone, so that saves a lot of hassle. Two, you're driving a damn car. If you want to get more tickets, that's a good way to do it. So I don't know where you are, but drive somewhere and park it. I'm going to appoint an attorney for you. Let's see what we got on you. You got $180.40 worth of unpaid tickets. Failing to display a valid license, fail to display a valid license, fail to answer citation, fail to answer citation, and a bunch of unpaid booking fees. Mr. Swartz, there may well be jail in your future. I'm going to appoint an attorney for you. You got about 5 tickets for the same thing and you don't pay the fine, yes?
I was actually wondering if I could just plead guilty to those two and drop the rest except for the booking fees.
Well, let's get an attorney to help you with this. We'll set an attorney brief trial for June 11th at 9 o'clock. All right, I don't know where you are. Take your car home and park it and stop driving and pay your damn tickets. And then we'll see what we can figure out. But for now, I'm not very happy with the fact that A, you didn't show up, B, you're driving a car, and C, you got $1,800 worth of unpaid tickets. I can wipe out the booking fees, but the other stuff is a little more complicated. You need some legal help. So I'm going to send it to that address. Don't miss your next court date or we will come pick you up and have you go to jail, and then we'll do the arraignment from the jail. So wherever you are, go home and park it. I'll see you on June 11th at 9 a.m. All right, sir, you're good to go.
Hold on, sir.
Yes?
Let me put that in my calendar real quick because I don't want to miss another court date.
All right.
Okay, so you said next month on the...
Friday, June 11th at 9 a.m.
Okay. Okay, I have it saved.
All right. Mr. Schwartz, what's your date of birth?
3/9/98.
All right, next who I'm talking with. All right, you got my drift. Go home, don't drive anymore, and start paying your tickets. All right, you're good to go. I'll see you on June the 11th. All right, Miss Anthony, thank you for waiting. You have $215 for a no proof of insurance, $265 for a driving suspended, another $265 for another driving suspended, and then this one. So you have a lot of baggage, and I think they turned into something other than driving suspended, but that's why they should wrote them down here. There's two different kinds. There's fail to comply with judgment, meaning you got convicted but didn't pay the ticket. And then there's fail to answer citation, where you got a ticket but didn't show up. So these figures that she gave me aren't exactly correct. The numbers may be correct, but the charge is not right. Anyway, you got $745 worth of unpaid tickets. Plus you've got that assault and battery case pending. Howard, I'm not sure what that means. Maybe she needs a lawyer to help her with this.
I would suggest it.
All right, we'll appoint an attorney, set a pretrial for June 18th.
What is the file number on this one?
This one is 2017080T. She also has, I'll have Laura email you this sheet, Howard. All right, Mr. Anthony, I'm going to get an attorney for you. Set up for attorney pretrial June 18th at 9 a.m. You're still at that Vandalia address?
Yes.
All right. You're free to go. That's all we can really accomplish this morning. All right, thank you. Thank you for your long wait. Howard, you're off the hook. We got one more case, I think, to address.
Good enough.
Thank you.
Need me, have Laura call.
All right, thank you. All right, Debbie and Keith, we're almost to the finish line here. Fortunately, that complicated restitution hearing settled. We have a show cause on Richard Scott Mockerman of Marcellus. He missed a court date. He got arrested. He posted a $400 bond, and he's set for this morning, and we'll try calling him. The people, it's like they don't even have a reason for not showing up. It's like, well, I don't know.
Is he driving around as disabled but not disabled grandmother? Looking for a job. I'll probably get a call from his grandmother later today. I'm not disabled. He's not driving me.
Years ago, a lady that I know was assaulted by a young boy, hit her in the head with a hammer. Was still prosecutor. And they put in the paper, elderly woman assaulted. And I think she was 52, and she really didn't like being referred to as an elderly woman.
Is there an age at which elderly is appropriate?
But the person you called has a voicemail box that has not been set up yet.
Well,
mistake.
goodbye.
I made that mistake of
not having your
referring
voice
to
box
a
set up.
client.
Well, this is an
elderly,
order to show cause, so he failed to appear for the order to show cause. We're going to issue another warrant for him. He lives on Cranberry Street in Marcellus. There's no sense sitting an order to show cause for failing to appear for an order to show cause. He got arrested April 9th, posted a bond. They had the arraignment on the bench warrant. I tried to call him on April 29th. He was arrested in Allegan County and posted the bond, so we did an order to show cause.
I think it was back from Halloween last year. He just got arrested on it in April.
We got arrested in Allegan. Try another bench warrant, $500 cash or surety this time. I do have $400 of his money. Okay, now that leaves this old case from Detroit. And Deborah, you don't have an on-base file on this. This is an old paper file. The defendant's name is Alexis Guignard, Ginyard. She got stopped for driving suspended, no proof of insurance, and violation of the child restraint law. She had 5 children in the car, 6, 4, 3, 2, and 2 months. None were buckled in. There were multiple FCJ suspensions and warrants out of pickup range. She has one of those old long driving records. So she got picked up somewhere on a bench warrant and posted a $300 bond, and then she has failed to appear once again.
Your Honor, it looks like I do have an on-base case. It's showing us in screening for the 19 case, but she has a new case that is open from an incident on 4/17 of this year where she was picked up by Sergeant Hall. So the old one from 19, I wasn't sure why it was listed as in screening. Is that one actually open as well?
Well, she didn't show up. We issued a bench warrant.
Okay.
And then apparently when she got pulled over on the new case, 21935, there's a warrant out for her arrest in that case. So she flies by St. Joe County every couple of years and then takes off again. So she has a warrant out in, I'm going to do another warrant. For a bench warrant arraignment. Please do new bench warrant. Bond $500 cash or surety. Also a warrant out. New DWLS 21935 ST. I don't know if she has family or friends here in St. Joe County, but she apparently hasn't done anything to fix her driver's license in the last 2 years. She had one, two, three, 4, 5, 6 failed to answer citations, and she had an expired temporary permit back in 19, so it sounds like she deals with her problems by ignoring them. But I'll issue a new bench warrant, and she now has 2 warrants out for her arrest. So I think that is everything we had on our docket. That took 2.5 hours. The restitution hearing is gone, thankfully. We have a busy afternoon of last pretrials, but I think that is everything we had to, well, wait a minute. Yeah, that's Penny. That's all we have. Either of you have anything else for us?
No, Your Honor.
Oh. Okay. All right, thank you. I'm going to end the live feed and stop the recording, and then I'll fix the